They call me Bond.
Welcome to GlobeTrotter. I'm Jon Haggins. I'm here in Trinidad and Tobago. And this is where the spice of life, it's such a great mix of people. And you know, you come here and the culinary experience is extraordinary. I can't wait to share this with you. Tobago is filled with beautiful beaches of powdery white sand. And the refreshing turquoise water is just waiting for a dip so that you can view the sea life and the coral. Welcome to GlobeTrotter. I'm Jon Haggins. I'm in Trinidad and Tobago. This is Tobago, the most beautiful beach in the world. The music is loud, the people, the spirited. This is the place that one needs to come as a great destination for a honeymoon, for vacation, to relax. And the food is exquisito. You have to come to Trinidad and Tobago. I was told that if you rub the sand from the bottom of the nylon pool, you will gain 5 years on your life. Imagine that. The cocoa estate is a must visit. It's where you can see the process of the cocoa. A variety of produce is grown on the cocoa estate. Tobago and Trinidad offers fine flavored cocoa. I love the fretwork trim on the cottage. The plantation is a walkable experience with lots of floral and fruit.
My name is Nicholas Hardwick. I am the executive chef and proprietor of the Seahorse Inn restaurant in Tobago, Black Rock. My favorite cuisine is naturally local flavors, Creole, with a good international fusion. We like to feature a lot of seafood, local produce as much as possible. I think that anybody who has come this far south in the Caribbean deserves to be given as much of a local flavor as possible, and that's basically what we try and put on the plate. We're very close to Trinidad, 26 miles to be precise, and Trinidad produces a lot of what we need in Tobago, and on top of that, obviously, we have a lot of cottage industries in Tobago, not just agricultural, but when it comes to fishing, rearing cattle, production of pork, some of the basic meat, it is a challenge because to get on occasions because a lot of it is seasonal. So we don't necessarily benefit from the sort of global supermarket that a lot of other islands tend to use.
My name is Carsten Stelzer. I'm the executive chef of Magdalena Grand Resort Hotel. My favorite restaurant is, like always, my fine dining Kalina restaurant, where we can always try some new dishes with Caribbean flair, Tobago flair, Trinidadian flair, and mix and combine it with European and Asian fusion. Caribbean fusion, I need all the local ingredients, all the local spices.
This jeep is the only means of transportation up the mountainside.
This is the hibiscus flower. The flower, before it blossoms, can be used as a painkiller for babies. You take it and you make a syrup, you put sugar and water with it, and administer it in the same way that you would administer the Panadol syrup, and it really does work.
Okay, I'm Michelle John. I'm the academic program head for the culinary department at the Trinidad and Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute. It's also known as TTHTI. At TTHTI, we have several programs that we offer from the culinary program. Within the culinary program, we have 3 different levels. We have the diploma level, we have the associate degree, and we also have a Bachelor of Science degree in culinary management. We also have other diploma courses, events and conference. We have baking and pastry arts. We also have associate degree, a number of associate degree, hospitality management.
Richard's Bacon Shark stall serves the best shark sandwiches. This lady's preparing fresh baked bread. This is a deep dish where they're frying shark steaks. Everyone comes to Richard's Bacon Shark on Maracas Beach in Trinidad, and it's oh so delicious. It makes my mouth water. There are lots of florals throughout the islands.
I'm Andrew Welch, the owner and founder of Banwari Experience Limited, one of the companies that specializes in, call it the real Trinidad and Tobago. Our approach to tourism is one where we bring people in and expose them to everything that is really and uniquely Trinidad and Tobago. On the island, you have a wide variety of experiences in the offering. For those who are into eco, you have hiking, you have diving, you have bird watching. Then for those who are into the water sports, you have a lot of water sports, especially on the sister isle of Tobago. For those who prefer to take it a little more further out, we have the fishing, deep sea fishing. Paramin is one of the villages where when the Spanish invited the French to come, they also invited the people they call the free coloreds, those who were mixed white French and African. They were given half the amount of land as the whites got, and they were given land in areas that were thought to be more difficult to work as agriculturists. The people on this hill proved them wrong.
Tropical fruit can be found on the mountainside.
They call me Bond. Vagabond.
These are pimento. It's a seasoning pepper. When you're small, you get beaten for playing with the food, right?
The watermelon is right off the vine and it's so refreshing.
This is the rosemary plant here, and we use it both in our seasonings. When we're cooking our lamb, we use it in it, as well as when we make our coconut oil and we have babies, we always use it to rub on the baby's skin. We call this Spanish thyme, again used in our seasonings.
They're a nice cultural mix and they offer some unique experiences. Their Christmas music, the parang. Paranda, as some people know it, is heavily Spanish influenced. Paramin gives you a mix of the Spanish influenced parang and something they call the crèche, which is French influence. The Trinidad Carnival is now considered the #1 carnival in the world. Our carnival period is considered our high period, tourism-wise, because that's when we get the most visitors.
I've been letting my hair get bigger and bigger and bigger while I'm here in the Caribbean. And the more I let my hair get big and crazy, the friendlier people are.
Coconut water naturally quenches the thirst.
Yeah, well, total respect. I'm Chinman. You know, Julian Anthony Tronchin to be exact. Yeah, I went and asked my mom's to buy a knife. Them time she worked government. She was the boss in government printry. So I asked her to buy a knife and she said, what, you want a knife? Nah, you following bad company because, you know, for them you want a knife in your hand and you're following friends. You know what that is? Bad company and things. So she never wanted me to grow up in that. And then she was in government. So, you know, this Rasta thing and this thing, because the first man was the first Rasta man I ever seen in my life too. You know, and I was frightened. You understand? But he had the inspiration that God really used to put me in this realm here right now. And these hummingbirds, right? These are our national birds too. Yeah? And they're right here in my yard. Maybe you might see them before you leave. They come every 20 minutes in my yard. Sometimes on these I have covers, I could put incense and burn them like what they have in the churches. But it's still in the raw. The wood what I use here is salmon. This year I have a lot of history. This history based on Stallmeyer. Stallmeyer was the man who was running the cocoa and coffee industry, the estate really in Trinidad. Cocoa and coffee and citrus, right? In 1970, in the revolution with McKendall Dagger, Black Power movement, the house that they did come up here in Santa Cruz and take over was Mr. Stallmeyer's house. It wasn't this house actually. The house where they did this is our next brother's house. This is a house higher up the road. This piece here, you know, and I'll show you the next two when I bring them across, you know, are doing 3 pieces. So this still in the row. This representing pan. You see I put in the hummingbird still again.
Chinman is one of the best wood sculptors in the Caribbean.
Sometimes when I'm working, I still adding on pieces, yeah? You know, I still want to put the strings and things running down so, like, you know, you can naturally feel the music now, you know. This related to me. The Rasta man, he's bawling, telling you, Jah, Rastafari is the Almighty I.
Chasing Wild Ass. Oh, it's not what you're thinking. It's a narrative of my travel around the world. I have interspersed photos and aromatic recipes, which allows you to dream, discover, and rediscover these great destinations around the world. The title of the book came about while we were chasing jackasses in Kutch Wild Ass Sanctuary in Gujarat, India. And I thought that was a great title for the book. This is food for the soul. Not only does it allow you to dream, it's adventure, it's history, it's culinary, it's culture, with a sense of humor to spice it out. Chasing Wild Ass is a celebration of life. You have to live each day as if it's your last. Remember, my world is your world. So get up, get out, and travel!
Well, we are Fanatic Kitchen Studio. We are a facilitator for chefs and for events, mini events. So if you had an event and you wanted to do it, we create a mini event for you. We never accommodate more than 50 people here at a time. We have done a wedding. We have done many culinary team buildings for all the oil companies in Trinidad, and we continue to do that. That's our mainstay of work. We also do a lot of private parties. We put people in groups and we try to identify all the different ingredients that we are finding, and then the chefs will eventually reveal everything that they have put in it.
My name is Jason, and I am the non-drinking mixologist, as I was telling Pam earlier. My role at Fnatic is simple: to entertain, educate, and hopefully you all will leave here with some sort of knowledge that you all can then take back and make your own version of our Trini drinks. Today we will be making our version, Trini version, of rum punch. And it involves this simple card: 1 of sour, 2 of sweet, 3 of strong, 4 of weak.
Yeah.
First rule of importance when mixing drinks: you must have your vessel and you must have it close to you. So Pam, that's yours. The second most important thing is your ice. And ice is always a bartender's best friend. Anybody knows why?
Thins the drinks.
No, not because it thins the drinks. Ice serves 2 purposes when you're making drinks. 1, obviously, to keep it cold. But 2, it's also taking up valuable space. And the reason we fill glasses to the top, not to thin the drinks, but to keep them cool for as long as possible. But the more ice you have, obviously, the less liquid you can pour in. The less liquid you have in, the colder your drink lasts, the shorter it also lasts. So it creates the opportunity for you to drink more. This is the weak part. Maybe to half.
How's that?
A little more. There you go. We have sour orange limes is what we call it now. It's a hybrid. In this one, simple syrup. Really simple and straightforward.
It says 1 ounce for ladies on here.
There you go.
Right.
Pour that into your mason jar. Then you're going to put 2 ounces of simple syrup. Perfect. There you go. White oak. Typical rum used in most mixed drinks in Trinidad. Why? Because it's colorless. It doesn't change the color of anything else you put into it. But it's along the same levels as your black label rum. Then you have your royal oak, which was Angostura's first attempt at a higher level rum. So in bar terms, we have what we call our house liquor. Then you have your core liquor. This would have been the core liquor back in the day. We also have in Trinidad a lot of different garnishes that we would use in this. The traditional ones, nutmeg, but in an actual bar, a bar dedicated to simply mixing drinks, you will have actual nutmeg with a grater which they will grate into the drink. But for our purposes and for speed, you can garnish your drink however you want.
How much of this do?
I would put 1 dash, so simply
Right,
tap
just
it.
Tap it on that.
A little more than that. Nice. You're going to try to get maybe a half a teaspoon in there. And I'm sure you all know what this is. They must have told you all what this is. Angostura bitters. Very specific blend of spices. It also is 44% alcohol in the bottle, so be very careful when you're using this in your drinks. 1 dash should suffice. That's a drop. I would normally use a Boston shaker, but because Donna has gotten these fancy dancy things, you get to shake. We don't want to bruise up the alcohol too much, just like you're making a martini, so you need to stop. We open up. Now, I don't know why Donna brought these large straws. This just means this drink is going to be drunk a lot faster.
The Fnatic team, the chefs, we have come up with a fabulous menu tonight for you guys that symbolizes the cultures of Trinidad and Tobago. Some of them, because as Donna mentioned earlier on, it's a vast amount. Some of the cultures that we'll be touching on today will be our African heritage, Indian, Portuguese, European, French, Chinese, just to name a few. They're all inspired course by course, and we will mention it to you in due time. Our first item is a sancoche. It's actually a soup from our African heritage. Back in the days of slavery, certain items, root vegetables, provisions were very cheap. So whatever was available or readily available and cheap was used to make a comprehensive soup. And this is what the soup is comprised of today. This soup, as I mentioned, is a one-pot, bubbling, beautiful soup shot with sweet potatoes, carrots. It also has the very homely dumplings inside of it also, which is a staple here in a lot of soups here in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. And also a little bit of West Indian flair, oxtails. When I mean West Indian, we're in the Caribbean, we gotta have our oxtails inside there too. So we've taken this really comprehensive soup and put it into this nice shot glass. There's no bones, it's just free, enjoyable shooting from now on. So, so I invite you guys to try it on, taste it, give us some feedback, and we'll be coming up with our second course shortly. This dish, representing one of our powerful cultures here in Trinidad and Tobago, the Chinese culture. And I've taken upon myself to do a crispy skin pork belly. You know, that's a favorite, especially in the Asian restaurants. It's a lot of skill to actually do it too. It may take 1 or 2 days to dry out that pork belly very, very well. And this is something that we do for really special occasions. So being that you all are here, I take great pride in presenting our crispy skin pork belly, served atop a peanut and soy reduction, some julienne spinach, and radish on top just for some color. Do enjoy.
My name is Chef Ridge Juman, and this is your beautiful fish dish in front of you. You'll be served to you a callaloo smeared grouper. It's served with a pumpkin puree with a fresh tomato and radish salad. On the side, there will be a shadow benny jub, bringing all those local flavors into this, this main dish. And if you notice, a little white powder, this is a lemon dust. Gives you this really nice citrus burst of flavor going on into the whole dish.
We have a wide range of products in Trinidad and Tobago to offer to the world. We are a fabulous destination and a lot of events that happen in here, culinary, adventure, business, sports. So the whole aspect of tourism, we have a wide range of tourism products in Trinidad and Tobago, as opposed to the sun, sand, and sea throughout the rest of the Caribbean. Trinidad and Tobago offers that broader range of products. In fact, today I had a meeting with Mr. Hugh Riley, who is the Secretary General of the CTO, and we were in discussion on how the whole Caribbean market could be presented to the world.
Vicky Acevero, founder and executive director of the Green Market. The Green Market is a project in community-based sustainable development, inspired by Rio Plus 20 and the need to try to have some practical projects to take the theory into practice. The vendors come from all over Trinidad because we had been looking for farmers in particular who are using a certain kind of good agricultural practice. Less use of synthetic chemicals, less use of synthetic pesticides, intercropping and crop rotation to get healthy soil and healthy food. We couldn't find them in just one location, so they come from South Trinidad, Central Trinidad, the northern range of Trinidad. Well, the Green Market starts out at its base with farmers because we want healthy food, we want healthy soil, healthy food, but then we also want to showcase the things that can be done with the food products and the natural products of Trinidad. So we have some extraordinary wood workers here, Mr. Fullerton and Mr. Philip Arthur. We have people who make soaps and lotions.
And I'm Marva Lewis. I'm with the All Trinidad and Tobago Apiculture Cooperative Society, or the acronym ATTAC. and we represent the apiculture or beekeeping industry here in Trinidad. We have quite a number of beekeepers in our cooperative, just approximately 52 thereabout at the moment. Relatively new, we've been in existence for a year. So we come every Saturday to the Green Market here in Santa Cruz to promote the industry, to encourage persons to buy locally. So this one is from South Manzanilla. It's lighter in color, but
very nice.
we have a lot of citrus in that area in South Manzanilla, hawk plum, trees like that. This one is from Las Cuevas. This is the northern part of the country.
Now, why is this one darker than the other?
Again, it's because of the types of tree. For instance, the trees that are predominant in Las Cuevas are like the coffee, soap vine, tonka bean, olive. Yeah, so it's a rich combination of flavors there as well. This one is from the east of Trinidad, which is Sangre Grande.
Really sweet.
Well, I'll hold on that one. So that one's Sangre Grande. So you have like hawk plum, cedar, rubber.
We are located in the Santa Cruz Valley, which is actually the nearest valley to Maraval. We are 15 to 20 minutes from Port of Spain.
Reach the Bao Chateau booth, the wine booth that stops in Trinidad and Tobago. We have red sorrel wine, white sorrel, guava, ginger, jamun, and we give samplers to all and sundry. I started doing this about 25 years ago, and it's a hobby for me, so I get pleasure in giving samplers to all the patrons in the market, and I enjoy it. We also give a winemaking course, which teach people to make wine just as this. We have a 5-year-old wine here made from jamun. This is the top of the house. But all the other wines, red sorrel, white sorrel, these are over 2 years old.
At our table today, we have honey from different areas. We have from Sangre Grande, from Las Cuevas, from South Manzanilla, from Pitti Valley. And based on the trees that are predominant in the areas, those areas and that flowering.
And what are those over there?
Yes, this is beeswax. We just use a soap mold for it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And what do you do with this?
They make soaps and creams, lip balm, candles. Yeah, you just melt a bit of it and...
My name is Russell George. I'm the general manager here at the Hyatt Regency Trinidad. We're a 428 room located in the beautiful island of Trinidad, part of the country of Trinidad and Tobago. We are a facility that's focused on both business and the leisure travel. We have a beautiful conference facility and probably one of the best in the Caribbean. We have a beautiful infinity pool overlooking the Gulf of Paria, a 9,000 square foot spa called Spa Essentia, a beautiful spot to come and visit and enjoy the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. Since we've opened in 2008, we've held many conferences here. We have a beautiful conference facility. We've held large events like the 5th Summit of the Americas held here in Trinidad and Tobago. And in addition to that, we focus not only on our business clientele and the conference meetings, but we do have a very strong leisure component, people coming in from all over the world to visit Trinidad. Trinidad is primarily a business market, but has beautiful flora and fauna, beautiful beaches, and offers ecotourism that is unrivaled in the Caribbean. So if you're looking for a place to come to both for business and pleasure, Trinidad and the Hyatt Regency Trinidad is the place to be. Hyatt Regency Trinidad has many visitors who visit us from all over the world. Our primary markets are the UK, the US, and we have a large contingent from Latin America, Latin and South America. We've recently increased our number of visitors from China and the Middle East, so we're very encouraged by that. They're looking for new destinations, and Trinidad and Tobago is one of those destinations.
Fort George is a historical site. The building was begun in 1804. The fortification consists of sea defenses and a series of supporting batteries. It was a major defensive position on the island, but it has never experienced military action. Now here is the best aerial view of Port of Spain, Trinidad. The night market is a perfect place to experience local cuisine.
My name is Carrie Codrington. I'm the dad, the father of the Codrington Pan family. It's a steel drum band. Around me here, it's my wife and kids.
Oil drums are traditional instruments on the island. It's so good to see a family sharing quality time in a traditional way with their oil drums. I hope you had as much fun as I did this week in Trinidad and Tobago. This has been an incredible culinary experience. We visited incredible places like schools and restaurants and cooking kitchens, and we met incredible chefs who shared their incredible love and passion. And that's what it's about. Life is about passion. Until next week, I'm Jon Haggins, the GlobeTrotter. I hope to see you then. So long for now. Hey, this was fun. I loved it. I learned so much about the culture and the history of Tobago and Trinidad. Look forward to seeing you next week for another great experience around the world. So long for now.